Hey, it's Cassandra here. If you're new to the Buy Tennessee Dirt team, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. Today, we're going to go over how to put a listing into Realtracs. I will be toggling kind of back and forth between our main screen here. And then also I also have Realtracs open to the address that we're going to use. Today, we're going to be using this address here, just so that it's an easy address to remember for us because that's our house. So anyway, so going into Realtracs, once you're logged in, adding in a listing, you're going to My Listings and then go to Listing Management. And this is where you'll see all of your listings, whether they're active, under contract, or canceled, or anything like that. They're going to be up there. What you'll be doing then is go over to the far right and hit Add. And this is, pretty much we're going to be doing mainly, obviously, residential properties, but this gives you the options if you decide to go into any other um, avenues of doing real estate. So we're going to do residential, and our address is today going to be 2983 Creek Road. Should automatically populate. You'll have a little difficulty when there's a new construction that it time, obviously you'll have to go down here, enter it in manually. So go ahead and add that. And from here, it should automatically select the tax ID. It should have it already there. Obviously, like I said, if you're having to type in, you're not going to have all this information. So go ahead and select that one. Hit next. Okay, so then this is, you're kind of getting a little bit directions, a little bit more details about it. If it's, it's got an east, north, whatever it's, listed on there, just go ahead and make sure you do add that. As I said before, it already picked up your information, so it automatically knew what the tax ID is. Okay, and then down here, you can fill in more information if you want to with time zone and all that stuff, but most people know the difference between the different time zones. As far as directions go, so this is where I like to have another Realtracs tab open, especially if it's a listing that has been sold in the last 10 years or whatever. You're going to be able to see the sales history for that property. Okay, so I'm going to go through here in when the house was purchased in 2022. This is the old MLS, and we use it to just kind of reference back. Nothing has changed with this home. The sizes of the rooms, um, all the tax information, nothing of that, in that sort has changed. So what I like to do then is to just copy what is there. And then let's go back to here. And you can fluff it a little bit more, add more emphasis to it. I would probably in this case, put down, um, let's say Highway 41 right on Stewart, dead end to Rock Creek Road. Let's say right on Rock Creek Road. Home is first on the left. I just kind of add, just to kind of gives a direction. If you can help it, give multiple directions. I mean, obviously this house here, you can get to it three different ways, but make it as simple as possible for them. Okay, so then we're going to hit save and continue. Okay, so then, so they've already got that in there of the directions. And then if you can, try to put in the school information. This will help, obviously with families that have kids, if they're looking for a particular home in a school district. I think it's like Blackman school district up in Murfreesboro. Like everyone wants to go to that school district. So they're only looking at houses that are going to be for that school. So if you can put that information in there. Now it should automatically, as it has already done here, based upon the location of the home and the county, it's going to put up those, it's going to have those schools listed. You can always go reference back to the previous listing, where it says right here, schools, elementary school, middle school, and high school. So that always helps too. That's why, like I said, I like keeping both tabs open. So let's go back here and put this in. North Middle, Franklin High. Unit location, I haven't really used any of this because it's not something that's common for, and it's obviously optional. So, but obviously the more information that you put into this, into the listing, the better your listing is going to get traction. When people go on Realtracs and they look up, oh, just a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square feet, they're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. But then if they start typing in more detailed things like a pool or it being on the lake and, all this other stuff, more details you put into the listing, the more chances, or the better chances that you're going to get when someone's trying to search for your home. Okay, we're going to hit next. Okay, so this is new. This is seller concessions. This is where we're going to get that sticky conversation of trying to let our sellers know that we're adding value to what we bring to the table. And personally, in my opinion, adding value and being able to pay a buyer's agent adds more value to your home in a sense that, buyers don't have that extra cash. They don't have that extra money to kind of, pay into that. So those are the conversations you're going to have with your seller when it comes to creating that listing agreement. So let's say in this case that we're advertising that the seller is offering concessions to it. Okay, and then as you can see here, there is a checklist of things. Obviously, a red exclamation point means that there's something that needs to be done. And then there's obviously the green check mark, meaning that section is finished. So let's just go ahead and go back into location. Oh, here we go. Subdivision. That's what we missed. None is what if it's not, and that's something you can look up in the in the original listing. Let's see here. I know this one doesn't have it. Oh, sorry. They're considering Rock Creek. Okay. Sorry about that. But that'll be in there in your old listing as well. So let's go ahead and type that in. Okay. So then that should give me a green check mark. Yep. Okay. Listing details, information. So let's go ahead and list it. I'm just throwing a number out there, $750,000. Property type. So this is obviously very important to put in there. This home is a site-built home, but go ahead and make sure that you're putting there incorrectly, knowing the difference between a manufactured home that's on foundation and a manufactured home that's mobile. Okay, so then seller concessions amount. So I'm starting to see it's not a percentage anymore that they're putting in, it's an amount. So let's just say for now, let's say $5,000 in seller concessions. Date listing agreement. So this is when you sign the listing agreement. So let's say we signed it today on the 19th. Typically we do a 6-month listing agreement just to give us time, especially when you're listing it coming into fall and winter, just to give us a little bit more time to be able to sell their house. So let's go January 20th. All right. So then any listing special conditions. This one here, it's going to be a standard. You can have very few times that it's going to be an auction or HUD or foreclosure or anything like that. Just make sure that, that you're in there and you know exactly what it is that you're listing. So in this case, we're going to do standard, and you can select up to 2 as well. Okay, so we're going to do exclusive right to sell. That is the only one that we should be doing. The agency one, I don't remember exactly. I'd have to look back to figure out the agency one, but it gives us the exclusive right to sell. And then we do date of deed as possession. That means as soon as everything is signed and ready to go, there's no delay or anything like that. It's just as soon as everything's recorded, that is when they do that. Okay, so then this one here is buyer financing. This, if the house is, normal and there's nothing wrong with it, um, go ahead and hit conventional. If the house is in the condition that FHA or VA will accept it, meaning, and because the FHA and VA are government backed loans, so they have a particular set of standards they go by. So it needs to be, the floors need to be in good condition, the windows all need to be updated, the roof needs to be in good condition, the HVAC needs to be working as it should. If any of those items are falling apart, broken, holes in the roof, whatever the case may be, FHA and VA will not accept it. So in this case, FHA will go ahead and pass, and then a VA will go ahead. USDA will pass. You'll obviously select any of these if it applies for this property. Okay, so public remarks. So this is where Aaron and I think, like to use Canva, which I'm not going to go into it, because I think most of you know about Canva and being able to use AI to our benefit and typing in something. So I'm just going to go back here just to keep things simple. Oh, besides this one. Okay, so I'm just going to hit copy, and then I will paste in here. And like I said, this is where you can then take this verbiage and take it into AI, into Canva or wherever site that you use, and use AI to kind of fluff it up. You're only allowed 1,000 characters. So, and you want it to be short and sweet. You don't want it to be over the top, super fluffy. You just want it to be somewhat fluffy, if that makes sense. So anyway, so make sure you put information in there. And then of course, private remarks are going to be, something that the agent is only going to see. So, you can put, just trying to think here. Okay. Seller has dog in fenced yard. Please don't pet, or don't feed the cows, or whatever. And then, seller willing to pay, even though it's already there, but we just kind of put in there 5,000 in buyer commission. Okay, so any of that information, just put it in the private remarks stuff that you only want the agent to see and not the consumer to see. Okay, so down here it says deed book and deed page. This should automatically fill in. So this is the updated information about it since it last sold. So go ahead and hit next once you've filled in as best you can. All right, so listing agent. Of course, obviously, if you're the listing agent, put it in there. If then at this point you would be putting, let's say just Rachel Pitts is putting as a listing agent, and then co-list would be myself. Since I am the team lead, it would be me. And then buyer broker compensation. This is optional, but this is kind of reiterating, hey, we're doing this for 6%, 3.5% to the seller, and 2.5% to the buyer's agent. Okay. And then we've got a dual, and that could be changed too. I mean, if it's, if you've worked it out that you're doing only 5%, commission, then you have to split it that way. So it just, that comes with that conversation that you need to have with the seller. Okay. And then dual variable commission, always select no. This is, you can pull this up here. Exists when a seller will pay a specific amount if listing is sold by the listing broker without cooperating broker, or a different amount if a cooperating broker is used. So this is, it gets kind of sticky. So just put no in that box there. So showings. Okay. Only use, and I don't even think you can select it. You can select those, but only use Realtracs. Makes life easier to just do the showings through them. If the home is vacant, you can do an auto accept if you want to. If you want to overlap showing times, you can select that as well. and then give a maximum allowed of overlapping. So that means, like, let's say you've got an appointment at 1 o'clock and it's from 1 to 1:30, but you'll allow somebody to come in and make an appointment for 1:15 to 1:45. So I like to make sure that we give them enough time to look at the house, but not overlapping, because I'm sure, as well as you know, you go to a house to go show it at a particular time and you try to get there a little early because you want to make sure that the house is presentable the way you want it to welcome your clients. And then you've got some people that are there beforehand and then they sit around and chit chat on the front porch while you're waiting for them to leave. So you kind of have to make sure that we're all being respectful of each other. So, um, 30 minutes, I think, is plenty of time for the appointment duration. 60 minutes is unless it's like, a 5,000 square foot house and, there's lots of acreage to go explore or something like that, that could be fine. But if it's just something simple, nothing crazy, and even then 60 minutes is a lot. But do 30 minutes. Leave the text option here to be able to let the listing agent, let yourself be able to be texted about the information about getting that in there. Okay, showing instructions. This is where you're going to put lockbox located on front door, lockbox code 2983. Oops. Yeah, 2983, sorry. Turn off all lights and lock doors. Simple. If there's any other instructions in there, that your seller would like it to be. What I typically like to do too is I ask the sellers if they can, when they leave the house how you would like it presented, unless they're at work and they're fine whenever somebody wants to come and look at it. But if they're physically home, just let them know, hey, if you want, just leave on the lights, leave the house presented exactly how you would like it to show, so that when an agent comes in, they don't have to do much, and it just makes the experience a little bit easier for them, not only for the list or for the buyer's agent, but also for the buyers itself. And this is where you can also put that in there too. Let's say that's the case, that just leave the lights on and just put that in the showing instructions. Okay, request feedback, definitely have that on there. That's a whole other conversation of buyers agents leaving the, I guess, description or their thoughts on it, their comments. Just give a star review. Don't fill in all the other information there. I guess there was an issue with that. But anyways, that's for another conversation. And then as far as seller text notifications and showing portal, I've never used it personally because I don't want to. The reason why we do what we do and we are asking for that 6% commission or 3% commission or whatever we're getting is because we're doing a job. So let us do our job and let us be able to reach out to you personally. Hey, I've got a showing at 11 o'clock. Does that work for you? Great. Yes, great. I'll go ahead and make sure you're out of the house before then. Everything else. This one here, it gives the seller the ability to just flat out just cancel and all that stuff, and then they're kind of sort of doing your work, doing your job for you. And I don't know, me personally, I don't, unless the seller asks for it to have a little bit more control over it, let's say they work for home or something like that, then I would select that. And then of course, if this is selected, you're going to put in the seller contact information. Okay, and then start time. It's based upon what your client is available. So let's say they can start showing at 10 a.m. after they get kids off to school and they go to the gym and they get their breakfast and all that stuff, and they can go out and do whatever. And then they're available, let's say, before dinner time. So let's say, come on now. They're only available till 5 o'clock to have showings be. I've had some clients that have only been available to show the house from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So it just depends on their preference. All right, so minimum notice to show, an hour I think is common. 2 hours is, it's pushing it. So I always put an hour unless asked otherwise, unless my client's like, no, I need like at least 2 hours ahead of time. Okay. And then if there's any restrictions in regards to showing, this is where you're going to put that in. So like I said earlier, if they work from home and they only are available from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 7 o'clock at night, this is where you're going to kind of put that information in there. All right, let's go to next. So far we've got some green check marks here. Okay, so this is in regards to the structure of the home. So I believe we are at 2273. I'm looking at the square footage here. 2273. All right, 2273. Measurement source. I'm going to go over tax record unless it was done a different way, unless somebody else did it, which you can always pay for. All right, and on that second, well, did they put that? Hold on, sorry. Okay, so 18, sorry, the main floor is 1898. 1898, sorry about that. All right, and then the second story is going to be 375 square feet. See, this is where it's nice to have that up on the second one. There is no third floor. The year built was 2015. No basement. Built information. This is existing. And then nothing with the estimated completion. All right, so stories. Our home is technically 1.5 stories. Okay, so then this one here, it only gives you 2 options, which is frustrating because there's, a lot of houses have different options. But we're going to go with vinyl siding and stone, even though I have brick here too. Okay, so then like I said, this is where it comes into play of just putting as much information as you can. So we've got carpet in this house. We've got tile. And we've got laminate. Okay, there is no basement. Garage spaces, there are 2. Well, yeah, 2. And then we've got, it is attached to the side. Carport spaces, I don't think they put carport because I know we have, there's the shop and you can always put that in there, but I don't think they have in there. Okay. So let's put finished wood. There we go. Okay, so obviously all these are a little bit open, optional, I mean, I could put in that I've got, because I'm on 5 acres, I could put 15 parking spots or I can put 100 parking spots, but as much information as you can, put it in there. Okay, fireplaces. There is 1 fireplace here. Okay, and then this is where kind of it comes into, knowing the home and knowing what is in the home is always helpful. So we've got ceiling fans. We've got an entry foyer. We've got extra closets, high ceilings. We have a pantry. We got storage, walk-in closets, and that's it. So as much information as you can, put it in. Okay, fireplace option is a gas and living room. Exterior features. We've got garage door opener. Let's see what else we can put in there. Okay, let's just put barn too. All right, so what kind of house it is? it's kind of going back to knowing the house, which is kind of nice to know. We're gonna do, I guess, ranch. Well, that's not really ranch. Mm, Okay, we're gonna do traditional. All right, roof type. We're gonna go with composition shingles. Okay, this is optional if it has it. So we have a covered patio and a covered porch. And this is obviously where you're going to put in if it's got it like a screened in like Florida room and everything. Green certified body if it's has any of these extra green or Energy Star certified home or um, any of that stuff. That's what you're going to put in there. Okay, hit next. What are we missing on structure? Sorry. Basement type. None. Oh, no. Do we have crawl? No, it doesn't give a crawl. Okay. Sorry, crawl space. There we go. All right. Back to rooms. All right, number of rooms. Even though this here says that it is a 4-bedroom, it is not, in fact, a 4-bedroom. Just make sure you know the difference between what is a bedroom and what is not a bedroom. In order for it to be a bedroom, you have to have one egress, which is a window, and one closet. When they listed this house, they considered the extra space above the garage a bedroom. There is a window, but there is no closet here. So we're going to list it correctly, and we're going to list 3-bedroom. This is always helpful too, because a lot of people are searching for the primary bedroom to be on the main floor, especially if you've got an older couple that wants to come in and they're like, I don't care if there's 4 bedrooms upstairs, but I need my bedroom. I need my primary bedroom to be downstairs. So go ahead and select that. How many full baths? There's 2. There's 1 half bath. Second floor, this is where I'm not going to put anything, only because this is not considered the spare bedroom or the extra room that's above the garage is not a true bedroom. So I'm not going to put anything there. Nothing into the 3rd floor or the basement because they do not exist. Okay, so when it comes to details of the bedroom, so bedroom 1 is going to be, you're going to go off of your primary first. And then they've got bedroom 1, a 15 by 16. This is, like, again, why I have it up in the second one. 15 by 16. Okay, and then you're going to give a description about that. So that's going to be a full bath. Bedroom 2 is going to be 13 by 11. 13 by 11. And that's going to go with extra large closet. And this was 12 by 11 with extra large closet. 4th bedroom doesn't exist. Okay, primary bathroom information you're going to put in there. We're going to go I guess whirlpool. How did they put it? I mean, we have a tub and then we have a shower. I don't know what they put in there. Okay. All right. We've got double vanities. All right, other living spaces. They've got living room. 18 by 16. And description, we have, I'm just going to put great room. I know this is all like kind of boring, tedious stuff, but I figured if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all together. Oops, 14 by 15. I'm going to just put pantry because there is a pantry there. Okie dokie. Dining room 12 by 11. Let's do formal. And last but not Least rec room 24 by 15. 24 by 15. So this rec room is the one that is above the garage that they were considering a bedroom at the time. Okay, living spaces, not in the main dwelling. So this is if you had an out, an in-law quarters, or you had some sort of pool house. That's where you would put in this particular section. We do not have that. So hit next. Okay, so this is going off of tax record stuff of how many acres it is. Lot size, shouldn't have to change any of that. Fenced, you can put in there. Let's do partial fence. If it's got a view of the city, lake, mountain, whatever, go ahead and put it in there. If it is part of a community, you're going to put in there, if it's a 55 and up or clubhouse or any of that stuff, go ahead and select. You obviously have up to 9 options, which is fantastic. If it has a pool or anything like that, just put it in there. So I don't put, if it doesn't have anything, I don't put no pool, only because it could potentially limit your search criteria. When you go to pull it up on Realtracs, you want as much information as you can, but you also don't want to put information in there that could negatively affect how your home comes up on the search, if that makes any sense. Waterfront features, if there's any of that in there, go ahead and put it in. When it comes to the boat section, I would very much love it if you have a house on the lake and it has any of these options. Please put it, because it makes life easier, because we do have a lot of clients that call and ask for a house that has to have a boat slip or has to have a dock or anything like that. So just if it has it, great. If it doesn't, in this situation, select no dock, because then that'll just help when it comes to people looking for lake houses and everything. Mailbox, I didn't put anything on here only because we don't have any of those. We have a mailbox, but it's like all the way up at the road. So go ahead and select that. Okay, if there's an association, which is HOA or anything like that, go ahead and select yes or no. We do not. Renting permitted, yes. Trailers permitted, yes. Pets, yes. So in these 3 categories, you would have to double check. If there's no HOA or restrictions or anything like that, you shouldn't have an issue. But if there is some sort of like HOA or some sort of restrictions on it, you might want to double check to make sure that renting is permitted and trailers are permitted. Some of the houses that are in town, they may allow renting and pets and everything, but they may not allow trailers to be parked, on the road or anything like that. So that I would definitely check with your seller. Okay, utilities. Water source. And you can always find, if you do not know and you don't want to have to call or anything like that, all of that should also still be listed in the other listing. So luckily this house is on city water. Our sewer system is a private sewer, or sorry, private sewer. If you guys want to learn more, septic tank. If you want to learn more about the different options that are there, definitely let Aaron and I know, and we can kind of go over that stuff too. I just myself learned about the step system, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so cooling, we're going to go with central. Do what the option is. Oh, and we have a whole house fan. There we go. We're going to do dual and central air. Okay, as far as heating goes, dual. Not other. Natural gas. I think it's natural gas. Okay, and then this is where you're going to put all the other information if you have available of energy, green features, internet, and laundry. I think we have electric and washer hookups. Okay, we're going to go into equipment. And this one here, you might have to call the client just to confirm that information because you may not have, captured it in a picture or something like that when you originally looked at the house. But in this case, we have a gas oven, and then we have a built-in oven description, and then the range source is going to be gas, and then the range description is going to be a drop-in. And then if there's other appliances that you have, go ahead and list them there. Like I said, this is going to help when people are searching for, in particular, looking for, well, I need a trash compactor, or I need, garbage disposal, or whatever the case may be. As much information as you can, put it in there. So we do have a dishwasher, we have a freezer, microwave, refrigerator, and then whatever else you want to put in there. And then, of course, if there is any security systems already on the property that are staying with the property, go ahead and put that in there. We're going to put smoke detectors because those are needed. Hit next. Okay, media. So this is where once you get your photos in, you get them paid for and everything, and they finally are able to be uploaded. This is where you're just going to upload everything. You're going to drag them into here. You can do up to 70 photos. And then as far as documents go, this is where you're going to put in your property condition disclosure, your confirmation of agency, your offer instructions, and then if this home is built before 1978, you're going to have your lead paint disclosure. And then you'll have, if it's on a septic system, you'll have the subsurface sewage form, all signed by your client, and any other information. So if you've got like a link to the home itself, or you've got a virtual tour or anything like that, that's where you can put all that in there. And you can put that in the links section for those two. So make sure all your information is in there. And then as far as marketing goes, yes, you're going to market it publicly, and it's going to get, obviously Realtracs is our main one, but it gets sent out through the other sites as well. And then you're going to go to next. And this is where it's going to preview your listing. Just kind of look it over, make sure everything is in there correctly. Make sure all of these boxes are checked green. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And we look forward to working with you.